It's your host, Timothy Lee. We're going to do a little live tonight. It's a sober Friday night. I didn't even shower. I just got out of coal mine, put in a 60-hour week, feeling like $1 million, sober, little Powerade here, and I figured I'd come at you live on a Friday night. It's a balmy 78 degrees here in East Bumbleport, Pennsylvania. And it's been a really great week, busy week, which is always a good thing. Let me see, is that camera? Can I, if any, I don't think anybody's watching, but hopefully you can hear me. And that ceiling fan isn't making too much noise, but I definitely had to turn it on because it is hotter than Hades up in this joint right now. Let's see, let's get everything organized here. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a great week. I hope you're all blessed and you're safe. And yeah, still kind of stuck on that 50th anniversary albums from 1976. I don't know if it's because they're turning 50 this year in 2026. I don't know if it was because that was the 200-year anniversary of the country and now we have the 250th anniversary this year. I don't know what it is, but either way, I've been really stuck on that. And the one I want to highlight today is Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy, released, I believe, on March 26, 1976. And obviously, that's the one that most people know and think that that's the one that broke them in America, even though I still say to this day that they really didn't ever break in America. I mean, yes, you know Jailbreak. Yes, you know Boys Are Back in Town. But I challenge you here. Name me 5 other Thin Lizzy songs. Boom. There you go. Southbound, Opium Trail, Renegade, Holy War, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Produced by John Alcock, released in England on Vertigo Records, released in America on Mercury Records. It's a banger. It's a great record. Still holds up today, that I believe. But you know, I mentioned last live on our first inaugural live that one of the top 3 live albums has to be Blow Your Face Out by J. Geils Band. So let's hear a little quick snippet of the great Peter Wolf introducing the song Musta Got Lost. Here we go.
Well, hold on, this song has a little
Hopefully you can
introduction to
hear it.
It ain't supposed to be sad, though you might feel it that way. It's a song about desperation. Every now and then we do get desperate.
The great Peter Wolf, the one and only.
This is a song about L-O-V-E, and if you abuse it, you're gonna lose it, and if you lose it, you're gonna abuse it, and if you abuse it, you ain't gonna be able to choose it, because you ain't gonna have it further on down the line. Things ain't gonna be so fine. You're gonna be sitting there on your little machine, trying to look and keep it clean. You're gonna be playing bingo all night all alone. That's why you're sitting there by the telephone, and you know that she ain't going to call you.
And yes, folks, this is 1976. 50-year anniversary this
So you
year.
put on the TV
J.
and you're
Geils
watching Johnny
Band,
Carson
Blow Your
segueing
Face
right
Out.
into the Tomorrow Show, but that don't got to go, so you turn it off, you turn on the radio
Hey,
don't seem to get the click, so you say, hey man, I can't look at the split. You start to open up a little book and there's something there you got to overlook and say,
We're
baby,
listening to the
you know
great
there's something
Peter
on my mind. You say, baby, there's something on my mind. I know that you're home, and I know you ain't all alone. So you start walking over to a house. You get over to a house, you walk over to a door, you start pounding on the door. You say, open up the door, bitch, it's Wooba Gooba with the green teeth.
Wooba Gooba
Let
with
me
the
in.
green teeth. Let me in.
Well, she opens up the door and then you just kind of walk
Oh,
to her and
you
say, baby.
got to love Peter Wolf. We're not going to play any of this
You
song,
look up
but we're
way
gonna
up
play
at a green
this
mascara and you
intro.
say, oh, my darling. You know,
Hope you
her and
guys
me
are
was
having
at
a
the
great
party as
Friday
friends. Do not believe what they say. That's only gossip that they're telling you down the wisecracker line. You say, darling.
I said, darling.
Take your big curls and just squeeze them
Who's
down.
the chick with the long hair?
What's the name of that chick with the long hair? Rapunzel. That's right. Hey, Rapunzel. Hey, Reputa. Reputa the beauty. Hey, Reputa the beauty. Let me down your hair. Let me climb up to the ladder of your love. Because this is what Wooba Gooba saying to you.
It's what
Love
Wooba
comes
was
once, so when
saying
it
to
comes, you got to
ya.
grab it fast. Cause sometimes the love you
This is
grab ain't gonna
recorded
last.
in
And I believe I
Boston
must
and
have. You know, I think I must have. You know, baby, I think I must.
Thank you. What a great way to start a Sober Friday night with a little Peter Wolf and the Jay Giles Band introducing the great song Must Have Got Lost. I thank everybody for the thumbs up. Please remember to like and subscribe the videos, the live ones. Um, I'm awful busy. It is very, very busy where I work. And so I try to, when I get a chance, do lives, but doesn't happen as much as I'd like. But really one of the reasons why I wanted to do this tonight is because I wanted to pose a question. Walt Williams, how you doing? Hope you're having a good one. Appreciate you joining us. So one of the questions I had, I work in the manufacturing industry. I know, I always say I work in a coal mine. Ezekiel? Hello, how you doing? Thanks for everybody for joining me. I work in the manufacturing sector, and a very interesting question was posed to me this week, and that is, why is manufacturing important in your community? And it's a fascinating question. I work in a sweatshop. Well, sorry to. Sometimes my factory feels like a sweatshop, so I suppose I can understand that. But can you tilt your camera? I want to see your lovely. Oh, well, what the great super producer Jesse Jones is joining us. Thank you for joining us. Is that better, young lady? Is that a better angle? She can't. Okay, thank you. I am on my dad's phone and my name is Brody. Oh, all right. Well, nice to have you. I appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you joining us. So, like I said, I was posed the question, why is manufacturing important to you? Why is manufacturing in this community important? And I really had to think about that question. I think it's a fascinating one, a very interesting one with lots of answers and lots of interesting things revolved around it. But really, what I came up with was that I think one of the most important things that manufacturing does is it supports uh, the local communities in providing housing, the ability to work and earn enough of a living to buy housing, a vehicle. John Murphy, hello. Sensui. All right, John. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining tonight. But you know, it provides the ability to earn a good living. Most factories provide great benefit packages, health insurance, vacation time, 401k. Um, but more importantly, the thing that is so important about having manufacturing in your area, especially here in America, we've heard this thing banted around. I'm not going to get in the political side of it, but make America great again. Well, America was built on manufacturing, and obviously things have gone overseas, and it's kind of slid towards more service industry and retail industry. But if you want to make the thing, why manufacturing is so important, because thank you, Miss Jessie Jones. She said she loves the Sunday shirt. I love it too. This really beautiful, though I'm not supposed to say it, so I'm supposed to say mediocre looking young lady bought this for me. So thank you. You know who you are. But the thing is the reason why I find that manufacturing is so important is that a factory is not a standalone unit. It needs small businesses in the area where they're located to support what they do or the products that they make. And so then again, that employs people, which adds to the tax base and takes the pressure off all the people living in the community. Not so much the retail business because, or the service industry. Absolutely, Jesse. I totally agree with you. This country was built on the back of laborers. And, I mean, here in Western Pennsylvania, the biggest thing was the steel industry in Pittsburgh. I mean, every high-rise building you see that was built, in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s, that steel came out of Pittsburgh. And, we need to bring that back. You're clearly an incredibly rational guy with great knowledge. Thanks for your time. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate you saying that. That really means a lot to me. I mean, I look at it this way, I love my job, so I don't even really work, even though I may be working 60, 50 hours a week. But you know what? When you love your job, it's like you don't have a job at all. So that's my take on it. So my question for all my viewers out there is, I want you to think about, take a couple minutes or whatever to think, why is manufacturing important in your neighborhood and in your county? It's incredibly important. And I, for one, am proud to work where I work. I take pride in what I do. And more importantly, to know that when things leave my shop, it's not only, has the stamp of Pennsylvania proud, but it also has the stamp made in America. And there's something special about that, folks. You take out all the foreign country products at the old Wally World, wherever you live, you're not going to see a lot of stuff that says made in America. There'll be about 9 things in that place. So I want us to get back there. But here's the thing, for us to get to that point and bring it back to where we were, say in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s or whatever, it's going to require the young people to really start to get a thirst to learn skilled labor and, get their hands dirty. Look, I heard you were on the local news. Yeah, this Friday, hopefully, if I make the cut, this Friday, not tonight, but a week from tonight on Erie News Now, you might see the one and only Timothy Lee being interviewed. So there you go. With the beautiful and very nice Jackie Palmer was the lady from the television station. But, the thing is, the youth have to want to, it's not always just about pressing buttons. I mean, obviously, modern technology with all the computerized and robotics and all that stuff, it's a lot of, some people think you just go and you press a button and watch a machine do everything. Well, you know what? The thing that is so unique about where I work and where we're so blessed is that we have a combination of the old school, for lack of a better term, way of manufacturing as well as the modern technology. So you're building your foundation on the old school, but then you're adding in that level of modern technology, and that's a blessed thing. And, I it ain't the Jetsons, per Miss Jessie Jones. That's very correct. Um, I really, my heart is to get the youth, and the 20 somethings, and those coming out of high school. It's not. I know when I was growing up, and I know there's a lot of people that think, well, I got to get out of high school and go to college. Well, number one, college is so ridiculously expensive anymore that could set you into a long-term debt. You don't always have to go right into college. I'm not saying that down the line that's something that you might want to investigate as you work, but you can get hands-on training at a lot of factories and a lot of manufacturers and learn a skilled trade without and getting paid doing it. It's not like you got to go take government loans or student loans or whatever all that stuff is. That ridiculous amount of money that costs to go to college these days. So it's something to think about. That's my heart. I love wearing my works gear. They always give us hats and t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. I love wearing it out in the community because if somebody says, "Hey, do you work there?" and then there's your chance to, talk about what you do or exactly. Jesse says camaraderie and teamwork. Manufacturing work is fun, and it is definitely. I mean, it's not easy sometimes, but it is a lot of fun. And again, if you love your job and you like what you do and you find and what God created, the abilities that God gave you, because every one of us humans, God has given certain abilities and things that you're good at. And if you find that in the manufacturing community, it's like you're not even gonna work because you're gonna have a blast doing it, and you'll inevitably make good people. The group of people that I work with are so outstanding. I cannot begin. And this, there's some 30-year-olds, there's some 40-year-olds, some 50-year-olds, some 60-year-olds, some 20-year-olds. So I mean, it's a wide variety of generational people, and I can't say enough, but it's so important that the young people, because as the workforce starts to age out, then once they take their last walk out the door, all their experience goes with them. And part of uh, John says, "Great listen, Tim. Thanks again. You make some fantastic points. Away to bed for work, tuning in from Scotland." Well, John, thank you very much. That's awesome, and love Scotland. Get yourself an Iron Brew, I believe it is. So, thank you so much for joining us, John. I really appreciate it. Have a great day at work tomorrow. Be blessed, be safe, and please, tune in again next time. Hit the bell icon, and you'll know when I go live. So, thank you, John, for joining us tonight. All the way from Scotland, the great Scotland. The Is that the Celtic Rangers? Is that Scotland? Boy, I might get beat down for saying that, but anyhow, you know, it's important that Celtic FC, all right, or Celtic, or I'm not sure how you say it, but I'm unfortunately a Liverpool fan, but yikes. Actually, I have it right here. We'll give a shout out to the Liverpool FC, but it was a rough year this year, and now we got a new coach. But anyhow, um, you know, it's 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 really important, and I think it's as I just turned 63 here a little bit ago, about a month ago, and you know, I'm at that point in life where I need to be dumping my experience into a younger person so that when my time comes to ride off into the sunset or hopefully not fall over at work, which is probably more than the likelihood, uh, is that they can take over and then they'll be able to glean what I have and I've given it to them because, having a gift and learning skills and then keeping it all to yourself, it's kind of a selfish endeavor. Part of working as a team and working in manufacturing is helping others to rise up to your level, kind of like let's take Michael Jordan for example. Michael Jordan made all the guys around, some of the guys around him were not necessarily born to be superstars, but Michael Jordan elevated their performance up. So and that's kind of what it is for us, for people my age, I believe, who have, some people have 30, 40 years in at a company, then I believe it's their, I don't want to say it's their job, but, I think the right thing to do is to pour that into the youth and make them better. And then keep the future and the legacy of whatever company you work for going. Boom. I mean, that's a mic drop right there. I don't think I have really much else, but I'm so thankful. I live in a great area with some great people, and it's a small town. There, it's not modern type living by any stretch of the imaginations. We don't have the Instacart and Uber and all that kind of good stuff. But you know what? There's good people. It's safe. I mean, heck, how many 63-year-olds do you know? How many 63-year-olds do you know riding an electric scooter, 3.5 miles to work every day and back? But I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. It's part of the reason I wanted to do this, and even though I'm a little bit rough looking because I didn't shower and I'm still all grimy from work, but it's a sober Friday night for me. And I'm not pushing that on you. Everybody has to make their own choice on that. But for me, it's a sober Friday. And we've got one of our co-hosts, the beautiful Miss Safina. Look, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh, the little Miss Safina come to join us, and okay. But that's important to me. Um, Addiction is something that I've struggled with for decades, long time. And I finally got some clean time behind me. Thankfully, I've had a praying mother. I don't even really know how I'm alive to even be doing this right now. But I do know how because of God and because of the fact that I've had a mother that's prayed for me for 63 years. So, but anyhow, to me, it's great. It's Friday night. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I may be beat up from working a lot this week, but you know what? I'm not going to be hungover. I'm not going to be all spaced out because I was doing pills or whatever it is, or not for, whatever I was doing at the time. So that's a great thing. And I hope if it's something that you are struggling with, then reach out and talk to somebody. Ask for some help. The only way to get yourself out of that mud and that mess is to ask for help. And I promise you, you'll find somebody that will step up and help you. Um, so enough of my rant about that. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not sitting here because it's a personal thing. You know, I think there's so many people out there that are good people. They just made bad choices. I didn't grow up in a family of abuse or homeless or, all these other things. I grew up in a middle class family and I just made bad choices. And, the other thing that we always have to remember is think about everything that you do because the choices you make today may not hit you tomorrow, may not hit you next month, may not hit you next year, but 20 years down the line might come back to hurt. So, and I'm living proof of that, I do, it's a struggle sometimes, but you got to take the good with the bad, I mean, that's part of the price you pay. So, for those choices. So, there you go. That's enough of me ranting. What do y'all want to talk to? Anybody out there? What's on your mind on this Friday night? I believe it is June 5th, 2026. Um, I was listening to a lot of music today. The Outfield, April Wine, Nature of the Beast. There's one from my high school days. I listened to some Pat Travers. Go for What You Know live. Um, what else did I was listening to a mix with a lot of 80s stuff and 70s, late 70s, early 80s stuff. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a great week. I'm a firm believer in setting goals and making plans, and it doesn't always happen. Kind of bums me out, freaks me out, but when you do set a goal and you make a plan and then it comes to fruition, trust me, that's empowering and No matter how tired you are, no matter how sick you may feel or bad you may feel, or your shoulder hurts or your hand hurts, or you're feeling kind of beat up, it'll be okay. So what are you doing, Safina? What are you doing? Our mascot's right down at my leg. Uh-oh, she wants to come and, oh, she doesn't want to come and visit again. But yeah, it was a good week, and I'm really thankful, and it's great that that YouTube, that we have this opportunity, that we can communicate. I mean, how amazing! John Murphy from Scotland on Crazy Timothy Lee's channel, which, by the way, I should have started this out. Don't forget that we have 3 channels. This is really all done and created by the great Jesse Jones. So our 3 channels are Jesse Jones's channel, Idiosyncratic Idiots, which me and Jess will do videos together, and then I have my own channel, Timothy Lee. So if it's something you're interested, check it out. Watch some of the videos. I think you'll have fun. Jess is a great editor, and she's also very cinnamon. I don't know the word, but she knows how to use the camera and is really good at scenery and things. So please check out Idiosyncratic Idiots. We've got a whole bit about Bumbleport, Pennsylvania, and I wish I could share. I know you got to be really careful about giving out where you actually are, so I'm not gonna. But it's East Bumbleport, Pennsylvania. I'll throw it out there that it's Northwest Pennsylvania. I mean, that kind of narrows it down, but it's not like it's a huge area. But anyhow, I love every one of you. I love the people that come in and thumbs up, and even if you just hang out for a few minutes. I love to talk music. If anybody out there is wanting to talk about music, fire away. And if it's something, I know I can't really play the music, even though it's kind of a bummer, but I don't want my super producer to shooting daggers through through the YouTube line. But I'm so thankful to YouTube that we have this platform and that we can, it's nothing serious, just me kind of ranting and rambling, and hopefully it's supposed to be a rainy day tomorrow, but maybe, just maybe, me and the great Jesse Jones, the super producer, the outstanding, amazing human being that she is, maybe we'll do an Idiosyncratic live tomorrow. We haven't done one of those in a long time. You just never know, but you also know that I got to feed her first. As long as I feed her first, then I might be able to entice her into getting on the camera. She's got all that long, curly hair that is to die for. Just ask her and she'll tell you. So, but other than that, it's been a great week. I love my job. I got a lot accomplished, met many goals, and so now I got a little day of rest tomorrow, and then we're right back at it on Sunday. So, the train keeps rolling, but that's a good thing. It's weird. There's a lot of times when we'll be kind of lamenting the fact that, man, I'm so busy and I got so much work. But you know what? Can never complain about being overwhelmed with how much work you got, because that's a good thing. And the old saying, this comes right out of the rolling hills of the Northwest Pennsylvania. You gotta bale hay when the sun is shining. So I mean, I've fallen prey to that as well. I am human, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, especially this day and age, and especially with how expensive everything is, man. You gots to be working, so you gots to get paid. You can afford it. But no. Here's something interesting that I kind of I kind of thought about when I was scootering. Oh yes, that's Timothy Lee on an electric scooter riding his scooter back home from work this evening. I saw a doe, a female deer, on the side of the road coming home, and obviously she was. I'm guessing now, but in my opinion, from how she was acting, she's a first-time mom, and she obviously had some babies with her somewhere. But um, you could tell she was freaking out because she was right, like, right off the side of the road. And I mean, I feel like I could have reached out and touched her from my scooter. She was right there. But I think it's interesting how, even in the animal world, you know, even though we know that instinctually she knows what to do and how to protect her kids, there's still that kind of thought of, ooh man, what do I do? What am I? And that's exactly the way that deer was acting. So I thought it was really interesting because I mean I know human mothers, you know, I know deep down they know how to mother, but you have your first kid and you're like, whoa, what do we do? And the baby's crying and all that kind of stuff. So deer in headlights, what a bad choice of term there, but. Um, I thought that was really interesting, so I thought it was fascinating. But all right, so we're 31 minutes in, and anybody out there? It looks like we have a couple viewers. So come on, give me something to run my mouth about because you know old Timothy Lee, he loves to talk. So throw me a topic out there in the chat. I know there's a couple out there. Where are you? Whoever the two that are out there watching, where are you from? We know the great John Murphy was from Scotland. We know Jesse Jones is from way east Bumbleport, Pennsylvania. All right, we got three in there now, according to what my statistics say on the big phone here. So, where are you three from? Come on. Oh, now I just lost two of you. All right, I guess we're just going to have dead air then. Or maybe I'll have to, let's see if I can, even though I know I'm not supposed to, but we'll just throw a little bit in there because you know what? You just have to be a rebel sometimes. Even though I'm sober now and I'm not the craziest person that I used to be, but okay, how about this? This is what Jesse Jones. How do I? We got to get to one of Jesse. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is for the great Jesse Jones. The great Peter Frampton and Frampton Comes Alive and the great song Do You Feel Like We Do. That was, by the way, live from July 2nd, 1977 at the Oakland, or as we like to say, us West Coasters, the Cokeland Coliseum at a Day on the Green show. I believe he played that day with Leonard Skinner, the Outlaws, and there was somebody else, but those two I know. And playing that great talk box, which, by the way, me and the great Jesse Jones, we watched a little video about Peter Frampton explaining how a talk box works. I highly recommend you go on the great YouTube, which is what you're on right now, and look up Peter Frampton discusses a talk box, and it's really interesting. If you're into music, it's something to check out. So, alrighty then. Somebody is lurking in that chat. So, where are you from? Come on, let's end this thing on a live. Let's end this thing on a high note. Just not going to get it, I guess. I appreciate the hearts, everybody. Thank you very much. That makes me feel real special. Especially my grungy, grimy self, where I'm all full of dust and dirt. But I really appreciate every one of you. Where is that kitty cat? She is, by the sounds of it, shredding something right now. I think she is chasing around a toilet paper roll, I think. Sabina. Sabina. Come here. Come here. I don't know where she is, Jess. She was here for a little bit, but then she took off and she's chewing something up. I don't know what she's doing. But happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and you're safe. It was a great week this week. I accomplished many goals that I set for myself, and I am so thankful for that. And you know what? Here's the reward when you make plans and you set goals. I get a day off. I'm not going to work tomorrow. So me and Jesse Jones are going to go find a nice eatery, hopefully the one she thinks that I want to go to get what I am told for Western Pennsylvania, some phenomenal Detroit style pizza, which I love with that crust around the edge. That's good stuff. Hopefully, but you never know. And we may not. You never know what's going to happen. I know she is so cute. Here, let's take a little walk and I'll see. I don't know. Let me see if I can, how we can do this. I guess I gotta keep it like this. See if I can see her. I hear her, but I don't know where she's. Sabina. Oh, I think I know what she's doing. I think she's playing with her little ball thing. Okay, here we go. Whoops. There she is. Look at, there's the star. Let's look into her little camper. She's got a new camper that she likes to knock around and go crazy with. So, Sabina. Oh, it's a baby. It's a baby. So we've left the studio now and we're doing a little Sabina up close and personal. There she is in all her glory. Mike says hi. Mike Days hi. Oh, there you go, Jess. She's posing just for you. Look at that. She even gave you a look right. Oh, and there she goes. She's running in and out of her camper. She's trying to figure out how I can shred this thing. It's made it like 2 days and she hasn't shredded it yet, so. Oh, here, say hi to Mama. Say hi to Jess. All right, let's go back up into the studio. We'll flip this thing back around. She's knocking stuff over and she's having a ball, so turn a light on. It doesn't really help much, but it's a little dark in here right now. We're heading towards the, I don't know, I guess it's got to be around 8 o'clock. I'm assuming something like that. But, alrighty, well, hey, we got 40 minutes in. I'm feeling great. I'm a little tired. My legs are definitely a little sore today. I'm feeling good, feeling healthy, and really appreciate that for all those that joined us today. I hope I gave you something to think about. Again, the question that I posed everybody was, why is manufacturing important in your community? Just something to think about. Um, there's really no right or wrong answer, but I think that it's an important question, and it's one that is integral, if that's a word, to the success of America. If we really want to make America great again, then we need to bring back manufacturing. We need to begin to start stamping things with made in the USA. Not the Bruce Springsteen born in the USA. We need to say made in the USA. Not made in China, not made in Vietnam, not made in, wherever else. It needs to say made in the USA. Okay, and we're going to end it. We're at 41:46, so let's end it with this. If I had a product that's something that you needed and you were contemplating purchasing it, and you had one that was made in America and one that was made in China, and typically the ones that are made in America are more expensive, are you willing to maybe sacrifice a little bit, pay a little more to support our country, or would you just give in and buy the product that's Chinese and maybe not as great quality but cheaper in price? It's an interesting question. Sadly, I think I know the answer to that, some would say, and I mean, I understand it, don't get me wrong, we're all getting squeezed right now, but it's something to think about. So I wish everyone out there a great day, a great weekend. I hope you and your family and all those with you and around you are safe, that you're blessed, that you're healthy, that you have food and shelter and all the basic needs, and that you can put a smile on your face. And remember, as you go about your day tomorrow and you're out and about in whatever town you live in, say hi to somebody. Say, hey, good morning, young lady. Good afternoon, young man. Whatever it might be. You never know. That might be the best thing, and exactly, and I mean exactly to the T, what that person needs to hear for that day. And it costs you the big goose egg. Nothing. So, you know what? Let's all give it a try. And if you really want to do something amazing, pay it forward. Pay for the guy's meal behind you in line at the McDonald's or whatever place you go to drive through, or at the convenience store, or at the grocery store, whatever. You know what? The more blessings and the more giving that you do, the more that you will receive. Give. It's not what you got. Ooh, here we go. Here's going to be the mic drop. It's not what you got, but it's what you give. So let's all have a blessed weekend. May God be with you. May you all be safe. I am Timothy Lee. Don't forget, we have 3 channels. Timothy Lee, which is my channel. Idiosyncratic Idiots, which is me and the great Jesse Jones. And Jesse Jones's channel. So check all 3 of them out. You might find something that interests you. Jessie's channel is phenomenal. She's on the rise. She's getting ready to surpass 900 subscribers. She's doing really well. She's got some amazing videos. I highly suggest that you check out her video with the robins in the nest. I know it's got Scruff the Cat on it. That is one of the most amazing videos I've ever seen, and she's got a bunch of them. But that is a really, really special one, and I highly recommend every one of you go out there and check it out. It's on Jesse Jones's channel. It's got a big white cat with huge paws. It's about good fences make good neighbors. I think that's what it says. But I'm not. I don't. I'd like to be able to just put a link in the chat, but I don't even know how you do that, so I have no clue. That's all the super producer Jesse Jones's job. That's not mine. I'm just the guy that talks. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up. Y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much for everybody, especially for John Murphy. He really meant a lot with his comments, and I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend in Scotland, and have an iron brew for me. Alrighty, you all be blessed, be safe, have a great weekend, and we will sign off for now. And remember, always remember, keep it loud. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be blessed. Good night.